Welcome back. In today's video we're going to be talking about the 300 and 500 series, so thank you Dennis for being here again. You talked to us about 100 series and you told us about the easy setup for 12 channels. When we're working with 300 and 500 series, what options do we have available to make our lives a little bit easier?
Actually, we have something really similar. For the 300 and 500 series, you connect the receivers with a network switch, and then you can go into the menu and use the easy setup function. And that will help to set up to 32 channels.
Cool, so that's nice and easy. But the question would be, what if we're working in a complex environment, and what if we're working with more than 32 channels? What have we got available to make our lives easier then?
Then I would recommend to use WSM. You can already see that on the screen. This is a software to monitor, control big RF systems. It will also help you to do a setup with several Sennheiser systems. So if you're already using a D6000 system, for example, and you want to add G4 now, you can make sure that you have no intermodulations.
Cool. Would you be able to take us through it and show us exactly how it does what it does?
Sure.
Perfect.
Before you start to do a setup with the WSM, you have to make sure that all the receivers have an IP address. This can be done by going into the Advanced menu and then into IP address. There you have two options. You can select either manual or automatic. If you work with a switch, we recommend to use the automatic function. Then the switch will automatically allocate IP addresses to all the connected receivers. After you connected all the receivers to the switch and set up the IP addresses correctly, you have to make sure that also the laptop is connected to this local network with the switch. The WSM software is available for free on our website. In the first step, you have to set the WSM in online mode. Therefore, you click on System and then on Online mode. In this mode, the software automatically identifies all receivers which are in the same network. Now you can see that all the receivers are identified by the WSM software. In the next step, you should also make sure that you selected remote access. Only then you can adjust settings from the receivers via the software.
I've noticed that on the screen and in the rack, they don't match up. How can I get the order of what's in the rack to match up on the screen so that it's easier to work with?
Yeah, totally understand the problem. This is doable with the WSM. You would just click on Channel, then you would select Channel Sorting, and in this menu you can then step through all your receivers. The easiest is when you press the sync button of each receiver for 1.5 seconds.
Let's give that a go. Cool. So
that will be the first one.
That's nice and simple.
Yes. Yeah. Now you have the right order for all the receivers, and we just click on Next and select Master Scenes and finish this.
That's much better. That's my OCD taken care of, and now we can get on with working as we need to.
Yep.
Now we've got all of our channels ordered up as in the order from the rack here. But obviously I've got one other question for you, because most of the time you'll find that the computer is quite remote from the rack. If I was wanting to identify the individual channel in the rack for someone who's, say, there and I'm at the computer, how can we do that?
That's actually pretty easy. You select one of the channels here, and then you do just right-click, and you select Identify Channel. And as you did that, you can see it on the receiver. It starts blinking.
That's cool. So yeah, I can see the infrared sync window blinking away to itself.
Yeah. If you want to stop that, you just press Escape, and you can end this.
Cool. That's nice and simple. So now we've got everything in order on the screen. I'm able to identify each individual receiver. If I want to do a really simple, quick setup from the laptop, how am I going to do this?
There are actually two ways. You can select Frequency Manager, then you have the option Professional Setup, but we will focus on the easy setup in this video. Then you have the choice to select if you want to do it for a wireless monitoring system or for a wireless microphone system, which is the case for us. Then you select one of the receivers which will do the scanning. And then you can select if you want to do a preset scan or continue without scan. In this case, we will do a preset scan. The scan results show you how many free channels you have in which bank. In this case, we select bank 19 because we have the most free channels here. Then you can choose if you want to either allocate them automatically to the receivers or you can pick them separately, like you want to use, for example, channel 3 on your first receiver.
Why would we not just use automatic? Why would we use manual?
Could be that you know that there's someone coming with a certain frequency that you want to add later on, or you know that there is a problematic about this frequency in specific that you want to avoid using that, so that gives you the flexibility to use the frequency you want.
Perfect.
I choose allocate automatically in this case. And press finish. You then get the confirmation that the setup is now finished and the frequencies have been transferred to all the receivers. The final step would then be to transfer the frequencies from the receiver to the transmitters. This can be done with the normal sync function. Maybe, John, you can help me with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to. So I've got my transmitter here, and obviously we have our sync button here on the receiver. Very, very simply, I'll just press the sync button and hold the window of the transmitter up to it. And there you go. We have our full sync and we have one channel ready to go. And we do the same with the other channels really quickly. Next one, sync. That one's good to go. Next one. That one's good to go. And finally, our last transmitter. Yep. And that's us now got 4 working microphones.
So you see the RF level, you see which antenna is actually receiving something. You can also see the audio level. And in this case, for this transmitter, you see that the battery is already low. So that gives you an indication that you have to change the battery really soon.
So thank you very much, Dennis, for taking us through not just WSM, but the whole G4 series. Obviously, there's a lot more to talk about with WSM, but we just wanted to give you a very short introduction to it. So thank you very much. And thank you very much again, Dennis.
Thank you.
And we'll see you the next time.